Now we are going to see the poem Mirror by Sylvia Plath. So to see about the poet, Sylvia Plath, October 27, 1932 to February 11, 1963, was an American poet, novelist and short story writer. Born in Massachusetts, she received acclaim as a professional poet and writer. She married fellow poet Ted Hughes in 1956 and they lived together first in the United States and then England, having 2 children together, Frida and Nicholas. Following a long struggle with depression and a marital separation, Plath committed suicide in 1963. Plath is credited with advancing the genre of confessional poetry and is best known for her 2 collections, The Colossus and the Other Poems and Ariel. In 1982, she became the first poet to win a Pulitzer Prize posthumously for the collected poems. She also authored The Bell Jar, a semi-autobiographical novel published shortly before her death. This is about the poet which is given in the textbook. And this mirror, the poem itself reveals, see the writer, the inner feeling of a writer. The poem lines are like this. I am silver and exact, I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful. See here, the mirror is telling about himself, the idea. So all the people, we have the habit of looking into the mirror. Don't you have it daily before going to school? What do? You just have a glance in the mirror, how your face is, how your reflections are. These things everybody will see. It's a common habit. So whenever you see into the mirror like that, have you ever thought what the mirror might be thinking about you? See how silly it is. Maybe you may not be getting such an idea, but here the poet is getting such an idea because the poets, they think very deep. They gave the figures of speech personification here. Personification means giving life to non-living things. Mirror can't think like you. As you are the human being, you can think, you have your own feelings, your own ideas. But whereas mirror, it is lifeless, it cannot think. But the poet here gave life to mirror, and just in the poem it is telling what the mirror feels when a person looks into it, what the mirror says about itself. So the figures of speech used here is personification. In the first stanza, it is given, I am silver and exact, means I am only truthful. The mirror is telling about himself that it is so truthful. I have no preconceptions. Preconceptions means pre-thoughts. Mirror won't keep anything in its mind. See, whenever we see any person, with the impression what we have on the person, whether it is a good impression or a bad impression, whatever they do, basing on the impression what we have in our mind, we will be thinking about that person. Isn't it? In the same way here, the mirror is telling that whenever a person come and look into it, it will see it exactly. It won't have any preconceptions, means pre-thoughts in its mind about the person who is looking into the mirror. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful. So here the mirror is telling that whenever a person comes and looks into the mirror, it absorbs him easily. Whatever they look like, the same it reflects. It won't change, it won't do any manipulation, or it won't change the features of the face. Exactly whatever, however they look, the same thing they can see in the mirror. Just as it is, unmisted means without any affected thing, they can see as it is. By love or dislike means if I look into the mirror with a sort of love towards my face, the same thing will be reflected by the mirror. If I don't like my face and if I look into the mirror with such a sort of disliking, the same thing will be reflected by the mirror. So here what the mirror is telling, it is truthful. It is exact. It won't affect or it won't change any feeling. Whatever is there, the same thing will be reflected by the mirror. I am not cruel, only truthful. Why the mirror is doing like this? Is it cruel? No, it is not cruel. It is only truthful. Out of its truthfulness, it is giving the exact replica. That's all. The eye of a little god, four-cornered. See here, the mirror is like the eye of a little god. God means God is there everywhere. God can see anything. Four corners means from all the sides. What all happening from all the sides? Like how the God sees everything. In the same way, the mirror also reflects the same. Most of the time, meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long. I think it is a part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. So here, the mirror is telling that it will be hanged on a wall. So it stands, the mirror stands on a wall. And so most of the time it meditates on the opposite wall. Is it really the meditation? But it is given as if, because it won't move from anywhere. If you keep a mirror on a wall, hang to a nail on a wall, it will be there only. It won't move and go to some other place. So the poet, to give more effect to the writing, he has written as if telling that the mirror is meditating, means without moving, it is sticking to the wall in a place where you have kept it. It is pink with speckles, means the color of the mirror, means the woman who is looking into the mirror is pink, and with sparkles means some marks. I have looked at it so long. I think it is a part of my heart, but it flickers. Means it is as if they'll be moving. A woman comes and looks into the mirror, trying to see something in its face. Means the lost glory. Maybe the woman has become older. The woman still wants to see the youngness in her face, moving this side and that side. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. So the face and the darkness always separates the mirror continuously. Now I am a lake, a woman bends over me. So here in this stanza, the mirror is addressing itself as a lake. Lake is a bit deep. So, and what is this lake? What the woman is doing here? Woman bends over me. When the woman bends towards the mirror to look into its face, her face, searching my reaches for what she really is. She is searching for something. She wanted to know how is her face, how is her appearance really, what is her appearance. Then she turns to those lyres and candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. So even she turns towards the candlelight or the moonlight, which is a faded light, which won't give the exact truthfulness of the face, and turns towards the mirror, which gives the exact picture of the woman. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish. So long back this woman used to be so young, and even after becoming old also she is searching the same youngness in her face. So whenever she tries to look deep into the mirror, she sees how her face being old, and she tries to search her youngness. As she couldn't find that youngness, she becomes agitated, she becomes angry, she becomes sad. So here the woman is compared with a terrible fish. What the terrible fish will do, like jumping and all. In the same way, with the sadness, the whole day will be passed. Daily morning the women look into the face and she feels bad as she is becoming older and older. She is losing her youngness. With that sad feeling, she is compared with the terrible fish, and she, like a terrible fish, she spends the whole day.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.